First topic today, without a doubt, gotta be Top Gun Maverick. When you start making a sequel to a movie as successful as Top Gun, let's see, I want to know how much this made. I mean, it had to be an unbelievable amount. Also, 6.9 out of 10. Come on, come on, come on. It's Top Gun. Details, box office. Only 15 million. Oh my gosh. That is disgusting. Listen, okay. When you make a movie that has to follow up one of the most iconic military action adventure, Tom Cruise films, you cannot miss. And I think I've even said it before. It is so important to. It was so important not to just Paramount, but to like movie theaters. This movie had to succeed. Like actually, legitimately had to succeed. Um, and by all stretches of the imagination, I think it's blown that out of the water. Numbers real quick. Also, yeah, this movie getting an 8 and 7 out of 10 is pretty serious. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. No way. I won't spoil anything. Movie is everything I wanted, and I think everything most people wanted. Con wise, things I didn't like. It's hard to say. I'm trying to think. One, and I'm actually not sure if this is even a con, because I kind of view it as both a con and a pro. There's the main plot of the story, and then there's like a subplot or multiple subplots. Um, but they wrap up one of them, and arguably the more action adventure part of the film, the main that plot line. You wrap that up so effortlessly. Um, Honestly, it felt like they were kind of missing, an emphasis on it. That's necessarily bad. So that's why I'm not sure to call it a con, but I don't think it was great of them to avoid it. Another con, which can't be taken seriously, but they didn't play Take My Breath Away. So shame on them. That was one of the best parts of the original. Um, Also, not going to complain too much because I think Jennifer Connelly is so much more attractive, but they didn't have Kelly McGinnis in it. Um, Again, not really a con. I appreciate the new actress. She did great. Um, but it was weird not seeing Kelly McGinnis in it. And she actually had a or Kelly McGillis. I kept just saying Guinness. Look at this quote from her. Why Kelly McGinnis is not in the movie? She got quoted. And ET asked McGillis way back in 2018 if they asked her to be in the film. She said, "Oh my God, no, they did not. Nor did I think they ever would. I mean, I'm old, I'm fat, and I look age appropriate for what my age is. And that is not what that whole scene is about." That's I respect that. They had they have a it's obvious, they have the sports scene. They have the iconic. They don't play volleyball. They don't play volleyball. They have the volleyball scene. So everyone is gorgeous. Miles Teller is drop dead handsome in this film. Okay, but this was supposed to be the con section. I'm off on a tangent. Outside of that, I don't think there's really many other cons. Pros. I want to watch this with y'all, um, so we can talk about this.
That was awesome.
I wasn't ready to make a sequel until we had a special story worthy of a sequel, and until technology evolved so we could delve deeper into the experience of a fighter pilot.
Gun the original Top Gun. Top Gun did not have any like actual actors in planes, from what I've understood. And someone feel free to tell me I'm wrong. Which I think makes this movie so much more poignant and attractive.
We worked.
Wait, I'm gonna interject again. Let's see. When maybe there's no there's no okay. 500% is nuts. Tom Cruise like has like every single license in the world besides obviously he can't fly like military jets. I mean, I'm pretty sure he can. Yeah, he's like a real estate. He's licensed to sell real estate. Pretty sure he can drive trains, drive every car in the world, fly most planes. But besides your opinion on Tom Cruise as a person, he's a top 3 actor of all time. Like without a doubt, you can't put him outside of the top 3. I don't know who else. I said actors too, so just strictly male. I don't know who you could put above him, besides maybe Tom Hanks. I think it cost them like, yeah, this is the number I was gonna actually say. It cost them $11,000 an hour, which seems very fair when you think about it. I mean, one, you're launching off a ship, at least in some of it. I had this conversation with my dad. I was like, would you pay $11,000 for an hour of being in like an F-18? And I don't care how sick I would get. Like, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to be in an F-18. Insane. Talking about pros, they put people in the planes. They put the actors in the planes. It's insane. The shots don't even have to be faked. I think it's impossible to draw a comparison from Top Gun 1 to Maverick because their cinematography has changed so much. Filming has changed so much. You couldn't put a GoPro in a F-14 back in the day. Every single part of the flight scenes felt absolutely authentic and absolutely real, which was so important to me as like a moviegoer. Legitimately had somebody come out of the theater while I was getting popcorn before sitting down. This old woman like came up and sat or stood behind me, and like arguably a little close, like close enough to make me a little anxious. I was like, I felt like, why is she so close behind me? And then she started talking to me, which that's why she was so close. And she's like, hey, are you here to see Top Gun? She's old. She had to be 75. It's like, yeah, yes, ma'am, I'm here to see, Top Gun. And she says, she's like, oh my gosh, I'm literally shaking after getting outside of it. She's like, I'm going to go pick up my grandson and I'm going to bring him back and I'm going to come see it again today. I was like, oh, holy shit. Pro wise, I mean, some of the best cinematography you could ever ask for. Fantastic acting, fantastic audio mixing. Every part of it as a film, really strong, except for maybe the plot. It was obviously a vehicle for a bigger plot, but I guess the main subplot was kind of lacking ish. I couldn't complain, I guess, is the point I'm trying to make. As a self-proclaimed movie critic, I would probably give this like an 8.5. I don't think IMDb's too far off. I mean, they have a little too many cliches. They play very heavily on kind of some of the old tropes that you would see in the movies, especially back in like 80s when Top Gun came out. Not necessarily bad, but as today's standards felt awkward. Personally, I think without a doubt, this is like a 9.5. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I hesitate to recommend movies like in theaters. But this is one that you have to see in theaters. I don't know that you can go. I will probably travel to go to the nearest IMAX theater to see this again. It's that good. Tom Cruise delivered. Paramount actually delivered. I am not as upset now that it came out when I was that they were delaying it. I understand completely, especially their box office numbers. Like we already looked at them, but um, opening weekend was 126. I think it cost them 150, 180 to make. Absolutely fantastic. 110%. I think y'all have to see this film. I can't say anything else about it. I mean, it's exactly what you want.